In this video, I'm joined by FPL expert Bakar, who's going to be revealing the very best team you can possibly have for game week 1 this season in FPL. Bakar, how are you doing? I'm excited to see the team that you've picked.
Thanks for having me, Jack. Hello and welcome to all the listeners and viewers. Very minimal time left till the game week 1 deadline. So again, it's everyone wants to get off to a fast start. So I thought, why not share a game week 1 team that, in my opinion, is likely to be in the top scoring teams of the week.
Oh, here we go. Let's get into it. Okay, Bakar, start us off. Who is in goal for the best game week 1 team?
In goal is Onana. I have picked Onana because I think in terms of the odds, this is one of the most nailed on clean sheets this week. Wolves don't have a manager. They're likely to appoint one, but obviously with minimal playing time, minimal time to prepare, it will obviously be a very tough ask for them to do well at Old Trafford. It's Onana's debut. He's a bonus monster, in my opinion, given how he plays. He's got a very good passing accuracy, and continuously last season he was getting above 30 passes in a game, which is enough to beat the bonus threshold. So if that carries over to FPL, he's likely to do here well as well. And United tend to concede plenty of low XG shots. Wolves specialize in low shots from distance, low XG shots from distance. So yeah, this seems like a bit of a banker to me.
Okay, let's leave the sub goalie for now. Let's move straight on to the defense.
My first defender in terms of price is Stones. I'd like to pick a City defender here. I'm not entirely sure whether Guardiola will start. If he was 5 million, I would have picked him. But if budget is not a problem, then Stones at 5.5 million, given the fact that he could be inverting as a fullback and playing in midfield. He's in a very recent interview, he did say that Pep has given him the freedom to go forward, and he's finding himself in funny positions inside the penalty area box. So the fixture is there. City last season were by far the best defense in terms of shots conceded, XG conceded, big chances conceded. I mean, they were just getting unlucky time and again. I don't think that would be the case necessarily this season, which makes Stones a very good pick.
Okay, and who is going to be next?
Next up is Gabriel from Arsenal. Again, a very simple fixture at home to Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest were terrible away from home last season. They just didn't travel well at all. And you'd expect Arsenal with their new signings to get off to a fast start. They tend to play better when there's no pressure on them. And Gabriel has plenty of threat from set pieces. He was second for XG among defenders last season, according to the Hub's Opta tool, and Forest were among the bottom 5 in terms of XG from set plays conceded. So that's a matchup I'd like to target, which makes Gabriel a very good pick at his price.
Yeah, at a one-off game against Forest at home, that is definitely a strong fixture to target. And for the third defender, who have you got?
I've got a Stupinan from Brighton. Again, a bit of a gimme fixture at home to Luton. You'd expect Brighton to start well. In the last 10 game weeks of the season, Stupinan was ridiculously attacking. He was posting some good data in terms of both chance creation and shots inside the box. In my opinion, he's the best Brighton defender to pick. So he gets the nod from me just because of his explosive potential.
Okay, so Gabriel, Stupinan and Onana we're seeing in a lot of teams anyway. Stone's the one that has come in pretty much for Chilwell in the template because, yeah, Burnley away is probably a more secure fixture than Liverpool. But still, very similar to the standard team you've got there. You're going to be going for any other playing defenders, or is that it for the defense?
That's it for the defense.
Okay, let's get into the midfield.
In midfield, the first one I've picked is Rashford. I mean, his stats this season have been absolutely ridiculous. He's had the highest number of big chances, I think, after Haaland. And he's a bit of a home monster. I mean, when you look at his stats at home, they're very, very close to Haaland's in terms of both underlying data and FPL points per game. So he's a bit of a lock against Wolves.
Okay. And who's going to partner him?
I've chosen to double up on the Man United tag. I've gone with Bruno, actually.
Nice.
Again, when he came at 8.5, I was shocked given how good his underlying numbers were. He's right up there for expected assists, big chances created on penalties, which is again going to be a factor given the new injury time rule, with the Premier League deciding to add on stoppages to reflect the actual time lost. All these kind of players who are safe to play 90 minutes, their value and stock rises.
Absolutely, yeah. 2, again, very solid picks that we're seeing in a lot of teams anyway. Who's the third midfielder going to be?
The third one is Saka. Again, very similar reasoning to Bruno, and he's, now that Jesus is injured, he's by default the best Arsenal attacker to own, in my opinion, on penalties, on set pieces, playing against Nottingham Forest, who were 20th for goals conceded away from home last season. Again, easy pick.
Sure thing. And next to him?
Next to him is Martinelli. Martinelli actually was top among Arsenal midfielders for big chances last season, and he seems to have the highest number of goal threat, the highest amount of goal threat. And when you compare him, his numbers with and without Jesus, he's actually doing much better without Jesus in this side. He scored 8 times in 14 starts without Jesus in the team. And with Jesus, that amounted to just 7 in 22 appearances. That's quite a significant difference, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's interesting because a lot of people think that Martinelli is kind of unlocked by Jesus being in the team. Maybe he plays better, maybe he's slightly more attacking in his play style, but you're saying that the numbers actually don't reflect that opinion. Fair enough. Okay. Now, for the fifth midfielder. Is the fifth midfielder going to be playing? And I think that this is going to be a kind of contentious one anyway. It may not be one that we have in all of our teams right now. Just going off the best Game Week 1 fixtures, who have you got there?
It's someone I know that you have in your team right now. It's Karu Matoma. I mean, I know you're a big fanboy of his, and why not? I mean, he's such a good player to watch. Brighton, I mean, since De Zerbi have been among the top 3 teams for XG, non-pen XG in terms of attacking data. So why not get him in at home to Luton? And the big point is that he's the most secure of all the Brighton players in terms of minutes, which makes him a very good pick.
It's that Luton at home game. It's so juicy. Yes, I know there are other 6.5 million midfielders out there, the likes of Mbeumo, Eze. The list is endless. Even other Brighton players that are options, but Mitoma at home to Luton, Game Week 1. What a way to start off your FPL season. That is my logic anyway. Okay, mate. Round us off with the 2 strikers.
Versus Haaland. Do I need to explain why?
Nope. Now, Haaland is obviously in there, and I presume he's going to be your captain, right? For this Game Week 1 team.
Oh, of course.
The second player is the interesting one. This is the one that it could be anyone, really. And who have you gone for?
It's tough because, I mean, you could potentially go with someone like a Watkins or Solanke, but I've given João Pedro a run my team for this fixture. He got 90 minutes in the latest friendly and took a penalty when Pascal Gross was on the field. So crucially, that works in his favor. And we've just spoken about how good Brighton's stats were under De Zerbi. This seems a kind of fixture where Brighton win 3 or 4 goals to nil. Pedro seems like a very good option to have for this season, for this game week in particular, considering the fact that we know that he's very, very likely to start.
Yeah, I guess his minutes are a little bit more up for debate as we get through the season, and that is the risk with going with him, is that you're not sure he's going to start every week. We're not entirely sure he's going to start this game, but it does seem likely. But yeah, once again, Luton at home, doubling up on the Brighton attack. It makes sense to me. Okay, round us off with the bench. Not that important for a best Game Week 1 squad, but nonetheless, who have you got?
I mean, I've picked Turner in goal because he's the cheapest 4 million keeper who's likely to start. In defense, you can possibly get a Palace defender, possibly Gehi, because Sheffield United have had plenty of problems in front of goal this season. They don't actually have a fit recognized striker at the minute, and it looks like this should be a good game for Palace defensively. Coming to the second 4.0 option, I have Branthwaite down at the moment because Tarkowski is a bit of a doubt, so there's a chance that Branthwaite starts. I mean, this could be anyone really. You could go for a Luton defender or Baldock even from Sheffield United. He's not a bad option either. Again, this depends on whether or not Tarkowski is available. And the 4.5 million striker, that slot goes to Mubama because he could get some minutes off the bench. I'll be honest, I've never seen him play, but he's scored thrice in the preseason friendlies, which gives me some confidence of him getting some minutes in the first fixture.
Okay, so there it is. That is Bakar's best team for Game Week 1. I will just mention I've put Areola in as a placeholder just because at the time of recording, although Turner has signed, he is still an Arsenal player on Fantasy Premier League. That's the team. Now we have to see how it rates according to Fantasy Football Hub's My Team tool. Okay, so according to the tool, this has a game week rating percentage, which is just looking at the first game week, of 97%. Very strong, but obviously it's not 100%. Why do you think that is, Bakar? Why do you think that you kind of differ from the tool? Because obviously if you're looking to build the best team for a single game week, you'd be hoping to get to 100%.
Yeah, I mean, one of the main reasons I see behind it is that the tool possibly likes Odegaard or Martinelli. Martinelli isn't as favored. Pedro's minutes are a bit up in the air, and algorithms love expected minutes. So
they do.
It's very hard to convince them.
They absolutely do. And you do have 2.5 million in the bank nonetheless. But for now, that is Bakar's optimal team for game week 1. Guys, if you would like to have your own team rated for free, the link to do so is down below in the description. Whether you're building a team just for game week 1 and you're going to leave it for the season, or you just want to see how it rates over a number of game weeks. Also, if you like what you see and you want to take advantage of all the tools that Fantasy Football Hub has to offer, then sign up below as well. 50% off in preseason. And if you don't win your mini league, you will get all your money refunded. T's and C's applies there. But there you go. Sign up, take advantage of the best site in fantasy football.